In 2004, Antonio Banderas signed to play Puss in Boots in Shrek 2, following hit sequels in 2007 and 2010. Not to mention 2011, his own spin-off film, Puss in Boots. And that's pretty much all we saw of the Orange Cat in Boots. Will there ever be a Puss in Boots 2? Here's why it'll probably never happen. Franchise fatigue. Shrek 1 and 2 were monster hits. However, the third film, though being a hit financially, it was trashed by critics. The sequel following that was also panned by critics, despite earning a decent profit at the box office. Although Puss in Boots raked in $500 million, it still wasn't enough to keep the franchise going. Career downturn. Antonio Banderas had a promising future in Hollywood with films like The Mask of Zorro. When the sequel hit, though, The Legend of Zorro in 2005, it didn't do so well with critics, and that marked the end of the Zorro franchise as we know it. While he still had franchises like Shrek and Spy Kids to fall back onto, this contributes to the first reason. With the Shrek franchise being dead in the water and no signs of reboot moving forward, it's highly unlikely that DreamWorks will ever revive Puss in Boots for a sequel. Also, there's the fact that Antonio Banderas isn't really a bankable actor. He's not A-list either. So it's highly likely that Hollywood doesn't have a lot of faith in Antonio Banderas. Studio struggle. In the 2010s, DreamWorks suffered a lot of box office flops, including the 2012 Rise of the Guardians, 2014's Mr. Beeline Sherman, and 2014's Penguins of Madagascar. The studio is going through changes, but before that, they were pushing hard for Puss in Boots 2 in order to start their sinking ship. But before it could get made, the studio went other and was bought by Universal Pictures, which pretty much put an end to all their projects they were working on at the time. Such projects that were killed included Madagascar 4, Puss in Boots 2, and A Croods 2, which has since been revived. And the final reason we'll never get a Puss in Boots sequel is the fact we might get a Puss in Boots reboot instead. Universal announced that they had plans to reboot Shrek and Puss in Boots for the big screen. So it's quite possible that we'll get a very new story for Puss in Boots and Shrek. Not the same story they built up from 2011. Not a sequel, but rather a remake. A retelling of Puss in Boots. It really sucks because I really enjoyed the first Puss in Boots film. And I would have really liked to see the sequel. It looked interesting. It's called 9 Lives and 40 Thieves. And he presumably would have been going up against the 40 Thieves. That would have been really cool. However, with the movie that came out so long ago, it's highly unlikely Universal has any faith to put forth the money to make the Puss in Boots sequel. There's also the fact that people probably wouldn't go see it, because it was so long ago. But, who knows. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know what sequel you'd like me to talk about next. And do you agree that we'll never see a Puss in Boots 2? Or do you think there's still hope that there could be a sequel? And the sequel that they planned from the get-go. They did revive Croods 2, so there's always still hope. Hope you guys like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.